Hi, welcome to Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. I'm waiting for the alarm to go off at 12 noon, so just give me a second. I'll give a few people a few minutes to get on. So I think Facebook Live takes a minute to get to other people's feeds. So thank you for being willing to be on Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. All right, it's 12 noon, so thank you again for getting on with Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. And we are going to go over 10 tips to move you forward from overwhelm to accomplishment. So thank you. And I'd love some engagement if there is anybody on live. If there isn't, that's fine on the replay. If there's nobody comes on live, that's fine. But if you're watching the replay, make a comment, engage, make a like, comment, or share so that I actually know something resonates, that I'm actually making a difference, that it resonates with you, okay? So thank you. And the first tip is, let's see here. The first tip is get started. Take action now. You know, part of overwhelm is that there's so much coming at us that we don't even start. Like we almost give up. We don't even start. And I think part of overwhelm for me is a couple of things. Is I take on doing something that I don't know how to do, like this Facebook Live, getting a web page, learning Facebook, learning LinkedIn. Like there's all this stuff, and I can either go into overwhelm or I can just chunk it down. But you know, the first thing, it's like I've taken on more than I know how to chew, and so I can get into overwhelm. Or I haven't done the things that I need to do steadily, so things have accumulated. And then it's like in a house, you know, all of a sudden you look at the house, and because I haven't created structures on a regular basis, all of a sudden there's whoa, too much to do. So overwhelm can affect all of us. And so number one is get started. And then number two is make a list. And don't make the list lengthy. I've made the mistake of I've got so much to do that the list is like 100 things. Well, then I'm in overwhelm because I look at the 100 things. Just don't make it more than 10. For some people, maybe they're triggered if there's 10, so make it 5 or 3. Okay, so get started, make a list. And then that's the important part. And then look at number 3 is prioritize. What is the easiest thing to do so that you can have a sense of accomplishment? You want to feel that you've accomplished something. All right? And then chunk it down. You know, it can be this big thing, but chunk it down. Everything can be chunked down. I know a client of mine, she owed over 10 years taxes. So I said, okay, let's chunk it down into 10 for now. Take 10 circles, and then in those circles, we're going to chunk it down. But the only thing we're going to do now is we're going to chunk it down to the latest taxes you owe. Let's start there. Let's get something into income tax. So we chunked it down, and we chunked it down to, okay, for 2019 or last year, 2018. And then we chunked it down into 12 months and put receipts into that. What forms did she need? Put it into medical or dental or gas or whatever, work receipts, whatever, traveling. And then we, you know, found out, you know, can she afford an accountant or a bookkeeper or H&R Block, depending, right? And then you just get started. And the other thing is use a timer. You've gone 10 years or 10 weeks or 10 days or 10 hours not accomplishing something, then start using a timer. And put the timer for 15 minutes or half an hour so that you can focus for 15 minutes or focus for a half an hour on this one thing. And you're not allowed to be distracted. Just 15 minutes, do the income tax or whatever it is, or cleaning the house, 15 minutes. Clean the surface of your stove or clean the surface of your fridge. 15 minutes. Do it 15 or half-hour increments. And, those add up, 15, 30 minutes, and before you know it, you've accomplished something. Okay. And then we need to put, when we schedule something, we need to schedule it and put it into existence. I don't know about you, but I never accomplish anything if I don't put it in existence. It just doesn't happen. If I keep saying, I'm going to make this phone call, it doesn't happen unless I write it down and I look at my day timer. And I have two existent systems. I have my phone and I have my paper day timer. I need that right now. Some people don't. They just use their phone. They're really great at using that as a strategy. For me, I need something visual I can see. So I have it in my phone. And if I have it in my phone, it's on my computer, and then in a calendar. And then I also have it in my physical day timer. I go to Costco and I have a physical day timer. Schedule it, because if I don't schedule it, I schedule at a time, and that's the time. Like when I say 12 noon FaceTime, if I didn't schedule that live FaceTime, it wouldn't happen at 12 noon. It's just the way it is. I have lots of things to do. I'm working at a group home right now today. I've got to do a podcast today. I've got grocery shopping, and I'm also working. So it's like I need to schedule when I'm going to do things. I even sent a text to the kids that are in the group home. From 12 to 12:30, I'm doing Facebook Live. I'm not available. They're out doing whatever they're doing. They can work around that. It's just simple, right? Does any of this resonate? If it resonates when you're listening to the replay, put yes or ugh, I do that, or oh my God, OMG, or oh my, or lo, LOL. All right, so that is existence. And then look at number 7 is, who are your resources? Who or what are your resources, right? Like, but who do you know that could help you, or they know people that can help you? You can go on Facebook and find out what's happening in the government. Like, they have lots of resources to help us. Call the library. Sometimes they have resources. Or your community center. They have resources. And you could ask them, do you have a resource for this? Or do you know where I could find a resource for this? And one of my clients' daughters left her partner, and she had a little girl. And she needed a daycare subsidy. And she had a full-time job, but she was just like, all her emotions were so overwhelming that all she could do was go to her job. And so my client got a hold and found out what papers had to be filled them all out except for where her daughter had to sign, then got her daughter to sign and sent it away, and she qualified for childcare subsidy. And now they're doing the same thing on housing subsidy, because the daughter, everything she makes is going into the rent and the groceries. She has nothing extra. And so my client is filling that out too, and then there's certain forms her daughter needs to get in, and she's helping her, holding her hands. So if you know someone who needs help, them out, and pardon me. And then that comes to my next one, is number 8. Make bold requests. Make requests of people to help you out. Delegate. And it can be fun. Like, I can remember I used to be part of groups where we used to do paint parties. Like, people would buy a house, and there'd be 8 to 10 couples, and we'd all come, and we'd bring our kids, put them together. They'd be sorting garbage, whatever. And we women would come in and clean and paint, and the men would do the whatever physical stuff that needed to be done. And we'd spend a weekend having someone's house get restored, right? So why couldn't you create a cleanup party if your house is a mess, and just invite people over and we're going to spend 6 hours cleaning the house, and then we're going to have pizza or whatever, whatever you want to create, right? Make bold requests, and you'd be amazed at who answers. I know one time when I was doing a court case, I had to make 50 calls I needed 5 different people each day in court, and I made those 50 calls. It took 50 calls to get, because I deal with busy people. I'm a busy person. I deal with busy people, and it took so that I got 5 different people to come into the court every day and write notes for me. But I was making bold requests, right? So, and then number 9, what helps me with is having, I don't know about you, but the busier I am, and I work on my own. So what really works for me is having someone I can be accountable to, not to beat me up, but to hold me to the fire so that I actually accomplish what I say I'm going to accomplish. Especially when you're self-employed and you're an entrepreneur and you're self-employed. I don't usually break promises to other people. And if this resonates, put yeah, or yes, I understand, or oh my goodness, I do that, or yes, or smile, or OMG, or LO, LO, but it's like I don't usually break promises to others, but I break promises to myself. And so having an accountability partner really supports me. And it can be quick. It can be like, I like to do it early in the morning. So it's like 7 o'clock in the morning or 6:30, whatever. And, the phone call shouldn't be more than 10 minutes, 5 minutes each. And it can be whatever we want. I'm sorry, I was reading something that someone put out. So it's, this is what I'm going to accomplish, and don't put shoulds, put what you're really committed to putting, this is what I'm going to accomplish. And then the next day is like, and then listen to what they're going to accomplish and write it down for each other so you can listen powerfully for each other, because you're causing something into existence that might not have happened as rapidly. And then the next morning, and don't go into stories. Don't go into stories, because the phone call will be too long and then you'll give up the accountability part. Just make it doom. I said I would call 10 people, and what I accomplished was I called 12. Or I said I'd call 10 people and I only called 5. And tomorrow I promise to do 10 and add 5 more, whatever. And really listen. And if you're discovering that you keep saying you're going to do something and you're not, maybe you need to give it away. Maybe you need to tell the truth and say, you know what, I'm not ever really going to accomplish this. So give it away, or cut it out. Just say, hey, this is not going to happen. It'll give you so much freedom. And then number 10, at the end of the day, complete your day. Schedule this in. Schedule 15 minutes at the end of your day. I usually am in bed by 11, so I try to schedule up for 10 to do this so that I actually accomplish it. And I schedule 15 minutes, and sometimes it only takes 5, but I schedule 15 minutes. I go, this is what I accomplished today. And even the things that I didn't think I would do that weren't even written down, I put them down and it's like, wow. And then this is what I did not accomplish that I said I would do. And then I get to see how often I say I'm going to do something and I don't. It's not to beat myself up. It's to complete the end of the day. So I'm just being, this is it. And then I look and see what I'm going to achieve the next day. So I look at I pull out my 2-day timers, look at what do I want to accomplish the next day. I write that down. And then I end the day with my gratitude list. I have to put 5 things I'm grateful for, and it could be as simple as I got to spend a half hour with my granddaughter and we giggled the whole time, or I got to color with my granddaughter. My daughter called and acknowledged me. A client thanked me because they were able to accomplish something they hadn't been able to accomplish. Whatever it is, put your 5 things down, and then what it does for your brain is your brain is complete. It's the end of the day. You're finished, you're complete, and your peaceful. And it's amazing when you go to sleep peaceful, your brain, because you've already said what you want to accomplish the next day, and even though you may not know how to accomplish what you're going to do the next day, your brain is like a computer. It's amazing. And you'll wake up and you'll have like these thoughts like, oh, I could do this, and oh, I could do this. So you really you want to schedule that 15 minutes every night to get complete and look at what you've accomplished, what you haven't accomplished, what you want to do the next day, and then what you're grateful for, because your brain is an amazing tool. So again, thank you for being on my Facebook Live. Thank you for listening to the replay. Please engage. Let me know if any of this resonated with a comment or whatever. Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. And I, just so you know, I am a transformational coach. I'm a podcaster. I'm in over 30 different countries, and I have over 23,000 followers. I'm a co-author with Living Your Passion with James Malinchuk. I'm an author of Getting Unstuck with Wendy B, bringing clarity, freedom, and power regardless of your circumstances. I will be publishing it this year. I do not have a website, and I will. That's something I'm going to accomplish yet. And if you want a 15-minute complimentary coaching session, please put like, comment, or share in any of my posts or my live if you're listening to the replay. And then when you go on Getting Unstuck with Wendy B, there will be a button, and if you hit that, my phone number shows. You can text me and let me know that you would like a complimentary 15 minutes coaching session. And if you follow what I say, I promise you will move forward. Thanks again for being on Getting Unstuck with Wendy B. Have an awesome day. Bye now.